Hi, my name is Taeyeong Choi. Today, I will talk about one of my recent projects to build accurate visual detectors of unhealthy fruits. Agricultural robots are becoming real. In contrast to industrial robots, agri-robots need to be able to do more things. They navigate, fly, pick fruits, and even interact with humans. In particular, what we expect of these agricultural robots is the capability of modeling the environment of the field precisely. For example, in this strawberry farm, we could imagine using a mobile robot that can monitor qualities of individual berries using visual sensors. If the human farmers can learn from the robot which strawberry is unhealthy or damaged, they could perform a special treatment and also get a more accurate yield estimation. For building such robots, my colleagues and I collected the strawberry images from the research farm at the University of Lincoln. We are planning to use deep learning to train a visual detector with many examples of normal and anomalous strawberries. Here is the table showing the number of images for each category we gathered. What we realized from this data was that the anomalous images were pretty rare compared to the normal ones. Therefore, because of this class imbalance, traditional supervised learning simply produced detectors that classify every sample as normal strawberries. In fact, scientists from Google Brain solved a similar problem. They only used normal images of items like toothbrushes and screws to train a detector, but the detector could successfully detect the anomalous examples later. What they did was simple. They cut and pasted a small patch of a normal image and then trained a convolutional neural network to predict the normal image as 0 and the manipulated image as 1. Finally, a useful feature representation could be learned in the neural network to classify between normal objects and anomalous objects from tested images. We take a similar approach for fruit images, but we are introducing a new technique called channel randomization. Instead of cut-paste, we randomly permute the values in the channel dimension of the images. Then we train a convolutional neural net with our strawberry dataset in such a way that with the original RGB, the output is 0, and with the other permutations, the output is to be 1. The intuition behind this is to force the neural net to catch unnatural patterns in color because unhealthy fruits would appear differently from healthy ones, particularly in color. Finally, we could get very useful feature representations for detection of real anomalous strawberry images. So a simple classification algorithm, such as k nearest neighbor, could be applied on this representation. This is the performance result showing the AUCs of ROC and precision recall curves, where the higher the better. Also, the right two columns show the performance of channel randomization. They perform best, particularly in the most realistic scenario where all normal categories are considered. CP here is the cut-paste method I already mentioned. So the better performance of our channel randomization implies that it is very important to consider color patterns when learning representations of fruits. More explanations can be found in the paper at the bottom. Actually, there are other formats for image channels as well, such as HSV, YCBCR, and LAB. As you can see, for the same image, each channel represents some unique information. So even when using the same permutation, different outcomes can be obtained. According to our result, interestingly, LAB showed the best performance among others. This means that the channel randomized images in LAB contain the biggest similarity to the real anomalous images. Let's have a one step further. If you see all permutations in LAB here, the first group with the red line look more like the original than any other groups. Therefore, we designed 3 different variant methods of channel randomization. For example, the curriculum mode does channel randomization, but after some training epochs, it drops the last group. And then after more epochs, it only produces the first group. The intuition behind this is to train the neural network with easy examples early, but train it with difficult ones later. The anti-curriculum mode does the opposite. It produces the first group only initially and adds the second and the third later. The 8th way only considers the first group persistently. The result here shows that with the curriculum, the performance improved further, and particularly there was a quite significant increase in the PR curve. Okay, this is the last slide. I just thank you all for listening. I've introduced channel randomization for training an effective visual detector of unhealthy fruits. Also, it's found to be very useful to utilize the LAB data format and a particular curriculum learning. I want to highlight that all this was a team effort with my supervisor, Professor Sherina, and others, including Owen and Adrian. Also, you can find the code, data, references, and my contact information here. Thank you.